Yo, what the fuck, I really need a haircut. I'm gonna put on this hillbilly cap for now, but what's going on everyone, it's Magnus Bulkan. In today's video I'm going to be showing you a very good full body dumbbell workout at home, so you don't need anything else but a dumbbell. You should try this workout out, especially some of the exercises. So I'm going to get into it in a few minutes, but first I'm going to write in my journal. Okay, so to be productive you need habits. Habits make or break your life, and that's not me joking. Like, habits are super important. If you want to have like fun, I don't think habits are necessary to like have fun and enjoy life, but at times that you want to be productive and do stuff, you definitely need them. So if you don't have any habits, start doing them. Doesn't have to be like what I'm doing, just do something daily. So this is last night. I'm going to write what I'm going to do today. So this is not essential at all, but I'm having some pre-workout at the start because I didn't have that much energy. I'm also having citrulline malate. That's not a performance-based product, it just helps with the pump, and you know, I'm filming, so fuck it. So moving on to the first exercise, Bulgarian split squats. They are great for the quads and the glutes. They're also pretty good because they're a unilateral movement, which means that you're not going to get muscle imbalances because you're training one side at a time and you're also working your balance. The first that you saw was a warm-up set, but now we're going over to the working sets. I'm doing 20 reps, 5 sets. When we're doing lower intensity exercises, which we're most likely doing at home, because lower intensity just basically means you can't go as heavy, you have to up the volume, which basically means you have to do more. So that's why we're doing like high amount of reps and sets. I kind of have a love and hate relationship with this exercise because it's super good, but I mean, it's hard as fuck, especially in the gym when we have like 40 kilos. And now, as you see, I'm doing a little dance with my band because I wanted to try something out, which is going to be banded Bulgarian split squats. So if you have bands at home, definitely try this out. As you can see, I struggled a bit, but I got it through. Okay, so now I'm just having the band on my foot and on the top of my back, kind of like where you would have a barbell, so that, you know, the tension can get a lot, or not a lot, but somewhat stronger at the top part of the movement. So it's a bit heavier, not much though. Next exercise is going to be push-ups. If you have bands at home, definitely do this as a warm-up, just some tricep push down so that you can get your elbows nice and warm. After that, we're going over to the cable pull parts, I think they're called. Just basically a warm-up for the shoulders, for the rear delts. Going to get you a bit of a pump in the shoulders, pretty nice. And now, as you can see, I'm warming up with push-ups, but one thing that I don't like with push-ups is that it puts a bit of tension on my wrist, so I'm using these towels, or you can, to like put your wrist directly on the floor so that it doesn't hurt as much, because my wrists are only made of bone, so it hurts as hell on the floor. But as you can see, I'm fortunate enough to having this equipment at home, so I don't need to use that. But if you have the same problem at home, definitely use some towels or something soft. I'm also having my legs slightly elevated just so that I can make the exercise difficult. It's going to hit a bit more of the upper chest, kind of like a incline dumbbell bench press. And to make the exercise even harder than that, we're going to add some bands. You saw the way I did it. It's not that hard. It adds a bit of resistance and tension on the top, so if you have it, definitely use it. And the current split I'm going to be using while training at home is going to be a full body 3 times a week. I would originally do a full body 4 times a week, but I've decided to prioritize stretching because that's going to be better for me in the long run in terms of the gym. So I did 5 by 20 to 30 on the push-ups. Now we're going over to the dumbbell row, and I'm going to use both hands as a warm-up. But when I'm starting the exercise, I'm going to use one hand because it's a bit harder and it's a bit better for the back, especially if you're training your lats, because you have to rotate your torso if you want to fully flex it and contract the muscle. But this is still too light for me because the dumbbells aren't heavy. So what we're doing is some dumbbell pullovers. Not like dumbbell pullovers you do on the bench, but think of the cable pullovers for your lat. So you're basically doing a lat cable pullover just with a dumbbell. It feels pretty good in the lats. That's mainly what we're focusing on here, not the rhomboids or the teres major or minor, focusing on the width of the back. There we go. Now we're done with all the big compounds. Now we're moving over to some laying tricep extensions with dumbbells. I'm going to be doing this exercise a lot at home because it's an amazing exercise. I would perform it at the gym as well, and I'm not doing it any differently, or I have to do a bit higher reps, but besides that, it's still as good. And I'm doing 3 by 18 to 20, depends on what I can. And as you can see me rolling out the bed as like a retard, that's because my cat fucking pissed in the bed, so thank you so much. And now I'm adjusting the dumbbell slightly heavier so that we can do some dumbbell curls. We're going to do it one side at a time. You don't have to though, that's the way I'm doing it right now. I'm going to do 3 by 15. Yeah, this is a decently is decently a word, I don't know, we'll say it, it's a decently challenging weight for me. So if I do a very slow eccentric, meaning a very slow, you know, on the way down, it's going to be pretty heavy for me. So 3 by 15 on this one, pretty good exercise. I like that I can be a douche in my own house and no one can judge me, even though I don't really care, because why should you care what others think of you? No motivational rant for today though, so sorry. But yeah, we got some good lighting here. Oh my god, I should have just stayed in this place forever, but I'll get back to it, don't worry. And we don't really have to do anything fancy for the bicep because it doesn't have a lot of functions as the chest and the back. It has some though. But now we're going over to the reverse dumbbell fly. It's amazing for the rear deltoids, which is the back muscles on your shoulders, if that makes sense. Not your back, but the back of your shoulder. Yeah. Not only is like the rear deltoids not trained as much as they should be, but they're also important for maintaining like good posture. Now we're moving over to the ab wheel, and while I was making this video I realized that probably not a lot of people have this at home, so I just quickly changed the exercise. But yeah, if you have this, do it though, it's pretty good. It's also going to train your lower back a bit, which is amazing because there's not a lot of heavy lower back exercise you can do at home. But moving over, we're doing the reverse crunches. I don't like to call them leg raises, I used to in the past, but simply because the lower abs, their function isn't to raise the leg, it's to posteriorly tilt the hips. So that's what we're doing here, posteriorly tilting the hips. I'm not so good at this though, so feel free to bash me. It's kind of my first time doing it. I'm kind of raising my butt off the pad as well, just to get the abs more involved and to get my hips more posteriorly tilted, if that's a correct sentence. Quickly before I go, I just want to say these are some of the rep ranges I go for, but when we're at home we can't like choose the weight specifically. So if you can do more or less reps with the same weight, then do that. Do whatever your body can, because intensity is all relative. I decided to hop back on the camera because I want a proper ending. And by the way, can any of you like cut your hair at barber shops and stuff? Because all of them are closed in my town or in my country really, so I can, and it's starting to look kind of hideous. But I mean, at least I'm not seeing a lot of people, so who the fuck cares? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Hope you're going to implement some of these things. It's a bit hard now to train at home. I feel like the motivation is kind of dropping for me, not going to lie there. But I mean, we will get it done, and it's only going to be temporarily. I saw a funny quote on Instagram that I'll tell you. Our grandparents was forced to fight in war, and we are forced to stay inside. Like, we don't have it bad at all. So stop fucking complaining, okay? It isn't shit. It's so nice. We can spend time on whatever we want. If you ever have wanted to do something, you felt like you didn't have the time, now you have the time. I'll probably make a video on like things you can or should do now that we have a lot more spare time, at least I do. Maybe, if anyone wants it, let me know in the comments. But anyways, Thank you so much for watching. Try this workout. I'll see you in the next one. More videos coming soon. Peace. And nothing will ever be perfect, so don't try to make it that way. You're gonna die.